Alright, so here we are. Legend of Korra, the series finale. I mean, wow, what a ride. I mean, I'm sad to see it go. It has been an amazing season, amazing series overall, so much fun. It could have been better, but again, I always thought that this series was held back by the fact that it had low budget, limited time, limited seasons, limited episodes every season. Because when I first heard that each season was going to be about 13 episodes, I immediately thought, you can't contain an entire universe like this with so many characters in only 13 episodes. But even given only that short amount of time, the creators of the show created an amazing experience. Great world, great airbending, great animation, great fighting, great characters, great progression, great relationship development. But still, there were moments, here and there where I thought it could be better. Anyway, with this series finale, the first part is a majority of just taking on the giant mecha, trying to find a way to get inside. And the only real two emotional moments that really got to me were Varric and Julie, and Hisami and Hiroshi, her father, because it was so heavy when it got to that point. But anyway, the action against the giant mecha is suspenseful. It's amazing, greatly animated, especially with the lava, the air bending, and even throwing the whole building on top of that mecha. Damn, that mecha just won't go down. It just keeps getting up and just taking on everybody. Anyway, when it got to Varric and Julie and the whole marriage proposal thing, at first I was, it was like, oh, finally that happened. But at the same time I was laughing, especially at the engagement party supposedly is them taking on the giant mecha, and it's always how Julie imagined it. But at the same time I'm thinking, I would have loved to have more time, focus on these two and their budding relationship. Because you can always clearly tell every time they're on screen, there's this tension between these two, and there's possibly already a pretty decent relationship. But it has to be rushed. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's a natural progression, but at the same time, I want to see more time spent on these two, and they're developing respect for each other and love for each other. But, with the limited time they have, it's still pretty good and pretty powerful moment. Now, what really got to me was Hiroshi. I mean, this guy, I honestly didn't know what to think of him when I first saw him again in season 4. Because I thought, it's just a nice character progression, character development for Asami. And that's it. But when he came back to help them, construct the hummingbird and turn into a mosquito to break into the giant mecha, I just immediately thought, oh my god, brilliant. I mean, he's a genius. He knows a lot about, technology as well. But at the same time, I thought, why wouldn't Asami have known that too? But anyway, it's still a great moment. And honestly, when I thought of the hummingbirds, or turned mosquitoes now, which I always thought was more fitting because you're going to be more scared of a mosquito trying to break into your skin than a hummingbird. Or maybe not, depending on what you're afraid of. I always thought, where the airplanes were. Because we clearly saw them in season 1. But then all of a sudden, they're just gone. They disappeared from everywhere. It's like in season 2 we saw maybe one plane, but again, that's it. The rest of the 2 other seasons, there were no planes at all. We saw plenty of blimps, but what about the planes? Now maybe I thought that with limited budget they couldn't animate that many planes, but realistically you would have thought planes would have helped with covering up the hummingbirds, and helping them by being distractions. But again, either way, they find a way to break into the giant mecha, only at the risk and cost of Hiroshi. When he immediately started cutting that hole, I instantly knew that he was going to die. He was going to sacrifice himself, to save everyone, to give him a chance to take down Kuvera and save the entire Republic City. But even then, when it happened, it's just like, whoa. I immediately thought, Hiroshi, you have redeemed yourself as a good person, in my opinion. You have earned my pardon, because, I mean, what more can you do? Your personal sacrifice like that, to help everyone, especially your daughter, to make up for all the evil you've done. I can't. There's nothing I can say that other than, amazing. Hiroshi, you are amazing. I'm gonna miss you. and just wow. But anyway, once they're inside the mecha, they start fighting a bunch of random guards. Sue and Lin successfully take down the cannon. And at first I thought Kuvera was being stupid when she tore the arm off and then threw it away. Because I'm thinking, like, well, someone can use that cannon against you. Why would you just why wouldn't you make sure that's at least destroyed beyond use? But again, that comes out later. And with Mako and Bolin, when Mako decides to destroy the Spirit Vine core, I'm thinking is like, oh my god, the first time we ever saw an explosion from the Spirit Vines, it was just enormous. It took out a huge amount of the desert. And I'm thinking is like, what's the dumbest thing you can do? Because you're going to take out the robot, you're going to take out everyone inside the robot, you're going to take out everyone around the robot, and a majority of the city. But when he finally destroys it, and him being saved by Bolin, thankfully, only the chest area was destroyed. Everything else is just fine. And I'm thinking is like, did it implode on itself, or was it a plot convenience so he can still destroy it but without killing everyone else? I have no idea, because that was a lot of Spirit Vine energy right there, in that one area. And to have it just come up with a tiny explosion like that, I didn't know how to feel about that. But anyway, it leads to Korra versus Kuvera, and they head into the Spirit Forest. And using the cannon, Kuvera loses control of it. The Spirit Vines are powering the cannon, and it just, a massive explosion. Now, Korra being able to block, that much spirit energy, to me screamed as Deus Ex Machina, because she's never, tried at least. But here she is just blocking it, and then all of a sudden a giant explosion, and she's saved. Now, it could be that Rava was the one who saved her, or some sort of avatar stuff and spirits, but who knows. And after the explosion, you see that a spirit portal opens up. And at first I'm thinking, is like, wow, that's how you make one? Just blow up enough spirit energy? Like, wow, why don't we do more of that? And then all the spirits come back. Because if we remember, the spirits disappear, saying they want nothing to do with the war between Kuvera and everyone else in Republic City. So we're left with the spirits saying, oh, we're back. Now that everything's at peace again, we can return. So now the spirits don't have a chance to redeem themselves. They're just kind of like assholes. Like, oh, you're fighting? We'll just leave. Oh, you're done fighting? Oh, now we can come back. It's like, what dicks? I thought spirits and humans were supposed to live in peace, but now spirits are just like, oh yeah, the humans, they're annoying little ants. Whatever. We don't have to involve ourselves with them. It's like, so I guess there's still some issues to work out between these two different species. But anyway, at first I thought, what would be the point of a third spirit portal? Because, there's already two of them, and that's just fine. The spirits are already inside the, human world. So what would be the point of a third spirit portal now in Republic City? I guess you can say, now Republic City is even more of a central area, because not only does it bring all four nations, but even the spirits, come from Republic City. It's like, this is the most, uniquely varied, city in the world. It's like, okay, I guess that works fine. But, anyway, when it finally gets to the end, Kuvera gives herself up, realizing that, she was doing wrong, that she was going too far. This is kind of what I wanted from her all along. She is clearly doing a lot of bad things, but it's coming from a sympathetic point of view. Like, I understand she's going too far, but she's doing it for the good reasons. But, throughout the season, she was never presented that way, or at least not given, time to actually show us the good she's doing. I would have loved to see how people under her rule were living in the Earth Kingdom. Like, how are the poor surviving? How is the economy? How is the market? How is just everyone? I mean, we heard about certain things, but only the bad. I mean, there had to be some good. Otherwise, there would have been riots in the street or something like that. Again, I have no idea. Maybe there was just cut short for time. I don't know. But again, she gave herself up, and now she's in prison for life, I suppose. I would have liked to see a interaction between her and Batar Jr. because, that was a big step. Like, he was betrayed by supposedly the love of his life. So I would have liked to see some interaction there. But again, I have no idea if that's going to happen, off screen or a different storyline. I don't know. And we get to Varric and Julie's wedding, which I have to say is very beautiful, well done, funny, and, emotional to a certain point. But again, like I said before, I would have liked to seen more time spent on their budding relationship and having it develop. But again, I have no idea. And then we get near the end where, okay, immediately I can already hear, all the Asami and Korra shippers coming out of the woodwork just screaming, "It's canon now, it's official, they're a couple." And to those people, I have to say, calm down, wait a minute, let's talk about this, because I can't tell you how many times in so many other shows there have been, two friends who held hands, and immediately people are saying that immediately tells they're a couple. I have to say no, because friends can hold hands, friends can hug, friends can even say "I love you" without it coming off as romantic. It's normal. It's, pretty well known that it's possible. If you don't think that's possible, then you're pretty much closed-minded. No offense, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, so unless I get a solid confirmation from the characters themselves saying they're dating or they have a kissing scene, I'm not going to say Korra and Asami are a couple. The same way I'm not going to say Korra and Mako are a couple simply because of that one line that Mako said saying, doesn't matter how crazy the fight gets, I'm always going to be there with you. And, Korra's reaction pretty much saying, giving me a feeling like there might be something there. I'm not supporting one relationship over the other because really, I don't care. But really, I'm just saying that unless we get a good, solid confirmation in words or in a kissing scene, I'm not going to believe Asami and Korra are a couple. They could be just friends who go to the spirit world together, to get away from, their burdens. Korra, still being the avatar, has a lot of burdens of, rebuilding, helping people, guiding them. And with Asami, of course, her father just died. She wants to get away from it all just for a couple of weeks, maybe months, I don't know. But anyway, like I said, this has been a great finale. I would have liked to see more, maybe a 2-second scene of Toph back in the swamp just to know she's okay. Just more with Bolin and Opal. I mean, what happened to them? I mean, clearly they reconciled before, but how's the relationship doing now? Are they back, they're back to hugging, kissing? I don't know. There's no scene between those two anymore. And it makes me go back to the problem I had before. Like, this universe is so vast with so many characters that you're not going to be able to fit all of them in 13 episodes. And it makes me wonder if that one episode of flashbacks, is the missing factor that could have led to more development between all these relationships, all these characters. We'll never know. Or maybe, there'll be comics or novels in the future delving more into that, into their future. Again, I don't know. And on the very slight chance, which I very highly doubt is possible, there's, a new series or a new season or maybe a movie, showing more of these people, of this universe. I really hope they don't go for Nickelodeon. I don't care how many apologies, if they send you any apologies they give or how much money they offer you. Don't go back to Nickelodeon. If you have an idea for a new series that involves this universe or a new season or a new spin-off show or whatever, just don't go back to Nickelodeon. That's pretty much the reason I think that this season, this series has been so rushed. It's been so choppy here and there in certain seasons and certain episodes, and I really want to to avoid that, because this series has done so much to get me hyped up for this universe, to get me emotional, to get me invested in all their lives and all the action, and I love that. If my only gripe with the series finale is that I wanted to see more, that's great. I mean, really, it's great. And again, like I said, it's so sad to see this series go, because it's brought so much, excitement, enjoyment, and just so many emotional moments that I want to see more. I can't wait to see more, and it hurts me that there's not going to be more. Maybe in comics, novels, but either way, this has been a great series finale, great series. I love Legend of Korra, and I'm sad to see there's no more. So, I'm Tony Dragon, bye bye.